Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sal here, AI Assisted Trading. Today, I want to go over what we did in the market today in terms of the algorithm. The alerts were pretty good. I did not take any trades today. I had some other things to do, but again, I wanted to go over, and I want to continue to do this day in and day out because I really kind of want you to get the motions down of taking the trades when they come in. But you know, when I look at the alerts today, they weren't necessarily top 50 stocks. I see Apple there, Oracle, VIAC, which was a really great play a couple weeks ago, but now might be even oversold depending on what time frame you're looking at it on. So let's just kind of go and take a look at what we see here. Again, we have an Oracle. That was a bullish roulette play, meaning that was basically a roll of the dice. Looks like it had a large order that exceeded the current available open interest. That's why it was a roulette bearish play. The Viacom repeater bullish. What does repeater bullish mean? Repeater bullish means that it was a significant amount of orders back to back to back in an allotted time period. Then of course we have Apple, and I'm going to wrap it up there, where right out the gate at 9:30 you have a rapid fire bullish, which is several orders in about a 2-minute time span, looking to purchase the 135 calls. That's really interesting because we see the market ended up pulling back, but clearly ended up still in the money, which is why the call did eventually end the day with some gains, but won't necessarily a big gainer. So let's look at the screen here, and what I want to take a look is I want to pull up that. Let's pull up the Viacom trade, which was the repeater bullish, if I'm correct. Was that the repeater bullish? Yeah, repeater bearish. So let's go ahead and look up Viacom. So we're going to pull the Viacom trade up. VAC. All right. And we're going to now look for the order, which was a $38 put for this coming Friday. So we see it clearly here, $38 put for this coming Friday. So we see those orders that came in. So this is kind of what it looked like as it came in. 1013. All right, we've got the white in there. So we started seeing those orders coming in. Didn't exceed, and then boom, we got a big block order in here. And then of course, then we start exceeding open interest. Now, which is really interesting because you can clearly see it was rising in price. So this is exactly what we wanted to see in the stock, where you're seeing orders come in, open interest rising, but more importantly, you're seeing the price of the actual contracts rising in value as the stock is going down. Again, expiring this coming Friday, $38 put. There's, and I tell people, not to jump in on the white orders because I know it looks good when it's all said and done. But when this is coming in, it's scary to jump in here, particularly when you have certain situations where they'll start collapsing. Sometimes, right? Those collapse if price pulls back. Right, if price pulls back, which it did here. See, they kind of went up to 56, you hit $58, and then you pull back a nickel before accelerating into the close. But again, beautiful setup. This is what it's going to look like when you hit it out the park. It looks just like this. It was a well done trade. Again, this was a repeater bearish play. I'm not a big fan of the roulette just because it's all, roll of the dice, but this repeater is exactly what you want to see. And so let's go ahead and take a look at that Apple situation where it was a 135 call, came out straight in the morning as a rapid fire bullish. So let's go ahead and look that up on the chart. Apple. Okay, let's go. All options, Apple. And again, it was the 135s. And yep, let's go ahead and look that up here. So it started out right in the gate. And as you can see here, I mean, there were a ton of orders coming in for this, but again, did not exceed current open interest. They're going all white, all white, all white, although they were going up in price. I mean, you can see here at the open, the orders were very strong, right? Prices increasing, but still you didn't get, exceeding open interest. Eventually you do get it. And sure enough, it continues to rise. But what happened? Well, the market ended up pulling back. Okay, the market ended up pulling back. So you went to as high as, you started as low as 119, then you got to the 160s, and then you got to the 190s. You actually hit 2 here a couple times, and then you started pulling back. You pulled back as hard as 50 cents by 10:08. So by 9:45, 20 minutes later, you were already down 50 cents a contract. So this is why it's so important not to just, be so quick to jump in on orders that don't exceed open interest. But again, once we started getting to those levels, you see we're cracking 158. We cracked the 160s again, 170. Actually hit 190 here before pulling back at the 10 something. So again, that's why I prefer to trade in open interest situations where open interest has been exceeded, right? So I love the purple, but again, we ended up just seeing price come right back down. So again, this is what it looks like when you're in these trades that just have much, much better flow. Repeater bullish, rapid fire. These are the setups that you want to look for. Let's get back to the chart here because I really want to kind of get back to this setup here. And let me see if I can bear with me. And I want to put Apple back on the screen here. This is actually the Oracle trade. This is when the alert came in on the Oracle trade, which was the roulette bearish. As you can see here, the orders came in kind of early. Eventually price did come crashing down again using these moving averages, the 50 and 100 here. Guess what this is right here, which was really that lead in it. That's that 50 moving average I talked to you guys about in the training. Let's look at Apple. Right, here's that strong morning, right? Guys running in the buying at 135, right? Running in there, running the buying 135. Eventually price pulls back, right? You can see that pull back into the late afternoon. You also remember if you saw that pull back, a 50-cent move down here, but you had that spike into the close, which still put some value on those 135 options, but technically you actually closed outside of the money. So we better hope that the market opens up green tomorrow, or they're going to be sitting on some losses if they decide to hold overnight. And again, that's not something I suggest you guys do, but sometimes the setup works in your favor where that may make sense. Okay, so putting up that chart again, I just want to make sure I got all of that VIAC, Viacom. So here's that Viacom situation where that order came in here. Again, that, if I remember correctly, I'm kind of doing this last minute, folks. That was a repeater bearish. There we go, repeater bearish. Order came in, and you had to move fast on this one because this continued to keep selling for basically another 20 to 25 minutes before you hit the bottom, and it bounced. Eventually did go and start settling into the close. You had a little 3-minute rip here, but again, this is one of those situations where you had to move quite quickly. These alerts, again, it was a so-so day. Again, these were not alerts that I would consider to be top 50 or even top 75 options, but at the end of the day, they did deliver on the alerts. The algorithm found them, And that's why it's so important for you to really, embrace and let the system choose these picks for you, because when it does find great orders, it puts you in a position to win. But you've got to take these trades. You've got to be willing to, pull up the order flow. Again, you can open up multiple instances. Of course, you also have to have a screen for, the actual price action, and then you have to jump into the trade and follow it through. It's your boy Sal. I hope you enjoyed this market wrap up. I'm going to continue to be doing this day in and day out. So stay tuned. Please subscribe for more in the future. Take care.
BlackBoxStocks is an automated trading system that delivers real-time market alerts using a proprietary algorithm. Our system is composed of high-speed servers monitoring over 13,000 NASDAQ, NYSE, AMEX, and OTC stocks at the same time, analyzing each tick multiple times per second. This award-winning system levels the playing field by offering you technology that has too often been reserved for large financial firms, hedge funds, and the Wall Street elite. And when it comes to the results, let's just say that they are really, really good. Don't wait any longer. Visit blackboxtrader.org to start generating big gains right now.